back with another episode of Real Life Movie Talk. It is your boy Chris.
Blockbuster Ben.
John,
back at it.
Cut and dry.
Yeah.
Faceless John over here.
Except for my last name.
Yep.
Snuck it in there.
Guys, I'm glad to be back. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's a weird week.
Took a week off because we did the movie thing right last week. But this week has just been a week for you, for me. I had a hell of a day today at work. And like part of me was just like dragging on. Like mid-afternoon, I was in meeting after meeting after meeting. But then like start getting towards the end of work and I'm like, man, I get to go do the movie review tonight. I'm like, it picks me up, man. I'm excited to be back here. So
Good.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Does it mean more to you now because it's somewhere else than it was in your house?
I don't think it matters. It's just about doing it.
Right, but it's like, you get out of the house.
Oh, yeah, true, because I work from home all day right now. Yeah, it's going to change up too. Like I have to tell you guys, I'm going to be traveling again soon for like next week. I'm traveling, and it's going to pick up more and more as things like progress a little bit.
To fire you?
No, we're just going to work around it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. No, he's going to have to do work. His job will fire him.
yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, anyway, just glad to be here, guys. That's it.
Yeah.
You'd probably film somewhere else with a green screen and just pop you in the back.
That Zoom, something like that. We did a Zoom call, worked out with Luke, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, what's a good one with Luke?
Fucking Luke. I miss you, mate.
Yeah.
Been a long 2 weeks, though.
Yeah, it has.
We have done some shit.
Yep.
What do we got going on this week?
This week, we're going to talk about our selections up here, beer and popcorn. We're going to talk about some things we've been watching outside of the movie reviews.
Yeah.
Got a little news that broke this afternoon regarding Scarlett Johansson, so stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about our movie screening at Hoyt of the Shawshank Redemption, which was a hit, if you ask me. And the official review is for Sicario, which I'm looking forward to talking about. And we're going to end with Name Their Movies. So stick around.
Prepare for me to come in third in that again.
God, I'm even singing.
Excited.
Woo!
Amped.
Yeah.
He drank an energy drink.
He did.
I'm like halfway through one right now.
Rain. Shout out Rain.
Shout out to Rain, shout out to Monster. Yep. But let's see. Drinks, what are we doing, John?
I went with a classic Bud Light Seltzer Mango.
Boom.
Because that's how I'm feeling tonight.
Okay.
A little fruity.
Christoph, champagne?
Yeah, Miller Lite. Champagne and beer.
Yeah. Is that the one they...
Miller High Life.
Oh, Miller High Life. That's right, yeah. I'm back with...
Whack
Wit. He's drunk.
Denizen's Brewing Company, the Georgia Hour Sav Tart Peach Ale, which I'm just loving.
A lot to talk about.
It's
like 15 words.
Well, Denizen's Brewing Company is a lot to say, but then the Georgia Hour Sav, like... Wait, what did I say? Georgia Ave Sour. I said Georgia Hour Sav. Jesus, man.
Drunk.
Listen, 2 weeks out of practice.
George's hours are savage. I heard that.
Pretty sure he rooflanded himself.
Maybe, but this is really good. Drink it.
Yes,
Popcorn.
Sir. Okay.
EC Pops. Okay.
Energy. What is this? I'm trying.
This is brand new flavor. EC Pops Everything Bagel.
Everything Bagel.
Which is my favorite kind of bagel.
Yeah? My wife loves it too. I always thought it was like a basic white girl thing.
No,
Jello
they're just
bagel.
delicious. You calling your wives basic?
Yes.
My wife is basic.
Yes.
You're basic.
Man, you know what it is that I love about everything? It's got to be the poppy seeds, right? Is it the poppy seeds that give it that flavor? It has to be.
Is it true that you can fail a drug test because of poppy seeds?
You have to
If
have
you-
so many
yeah.
of them.
I usually eat a handful a day.
Of
That's
poppy
not
seeds?
enough.
Well,
That's not enough.
Hey, look, this is really good. If you like everything bagels, this is right up your alley. I would say
It's good.
it's brand new. Get there fast and get you a bag. I'd recommend this. What do you guys think?
I really like it.
Yeah?
It's got not like the taste almost of garlic, but it's not garlic. So it doesn't hit as hard. But it's like an edge of saltiness, I guess, from the poppy seed.
I mean, everything has salt, garlic, onion, poppy seed. It has soap.
Right. Like, it meshes well with beer, is what
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying.
feeling
So
real
the
good.
salty and the beer, it works well.
You took what I was going to say. It's good drinking popcorn.
Yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't buy this just to eat. A little too salty for me. But good. I have
Yeah.
high blood pressure, so I'm probably going to turn bright red. Thank you.
Cool.
You're welcome.
All right.
Found
Moving on.
good. Okay.
Let's move on.
You guys
Moving
been
on.
watching anything good this week? Or in the last 2 weeks. We've had a lot of time off.
Yeah.
What?
Goddamn Olympics.
Oh, man.
So last night we were watching, it was the highlights, which is the best way to watch it. If you're not really invested in who wins what or even know what the categories
Water
are,
polo.
watch the highlights because it's awesome. So we found out that there's a sport we didn't see what the name was.
Badminton.
But from everything accounts, it looked like horse dancing. So they would get on these horses and they would just...
They're show horses.
It's like my new favorite thing on the Olympics.
Like an actual horse.
Yeah, they
show
just get on
horses.
top of the horse and then it just dances.
They trot.
I've never seen that. I don't really watch the Olympics.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
I loved it.
They're show horses, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I watched badminton the other day. It's pretty fucking intense.
It
Those
gets
guys
intense.
were soaked. I don't know if they don't have good HVAC in Tokyo, but goddamn, it was like the first set. It was like 3-1 Tokyo beating USA or China beating USA. Imagine that. I mean, the USA players
Laying that COVID down on
were Asian. A lot of Asian badminton players.
I mean,
Soaking ring 'em
all
up.
in
It's
a-
like they came right
yeah.
out of the fucking pool or something. Damn it. The pool before that. I mean, saturated. Like how I sweat, that's how they were 4 points into the game.
I mean, because you're running, right?
You gotta
is
hit
it
that.
I mean,
two-
it's a lot. It's a lot, but they don't sweat like that in tennis, and they're playing on asphalt in the sun.
But you gotta hit the badminton as hard as you can, and it still doesn't move
Yeah, it goes
that
like
fast.
just at first,
Right.
just going over the net part. It's crazy because unlike volleyball or not so much with volleyball, a little bit volleyball and tennis, their serves are super slow because they're just setting
Right.
they're setting up a return.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of a different look. I mean, when I just dick around and play badminton, I mean, I try to get that some bitch low and over the top. These guys are just like, and then they just play that return shot.
Yeah. I mean, my
It
parents
was
have a
intense.
net.
I was
like,
intrigued.
we have it like family. Like, my parents have a net. We'll put it up and like mess around with it too. I have fun playing it.
I mean, you can get competitive for sure.
Yeah.
I'm smacking a birdie with a racket, which is the irony in it, but you smack the hell out of it. It's the only time I'll ever do that.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen
Shout out birds.
beer pong? I mean, ping
Yes,
pong
I have seen beer
on
ball.
the Olympics recently?
No.
We watched some of that last night. That gets intense. That's like before they serve, they bring it right up to their eye line.
Oh, yeah.
And the intensity is just hilarious.
He's going to shoot him with something.
That and they just curve it and they're moving around the table. I'm like,
Dude, some of their shots, they got to be 15 feet back off that table.
Jesus.
Yep.
It's insanity.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm good at ping pong until I watch those guys play ping pong.
I thought I was decent at ping pong, and my buddy Steve's dad, Mr. Steve, had a ping pong table in his basement, and I was all drunk talking smack, and we went inside to play, and he beat me like 21-2. Mm-hmm. And then when we got done, I was like, damn, man. And then I realized that he played me left-handed the entire game. He said, I'll play you right-handed when you beat me. I never beat him.
Wow.
He played competitively when he was younger, like for school or some shit. He was real good. Him, Stevie, and his daughter, they're all really good.
Okay.
Actually, to be honest, my cousin Justin played in like a 18U Maryland championship and came in second place when he was 12. Justin's
Wow.
real good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah, he was a monster back then. He would play him right-handed, but
Yeah.
Mr. Steve is just
Nasty.
he's not good at like basketball and baseball and stuff like that.
everything
but like,
he has at his house.
yeah, cornhole, pool, and horseshoes, darts, ping pong. I mean, the things he plays regularly.
Yeah.
Monster.
If you go to his house, he has all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar to this, except I'm not good at a lot of it.
Okay. I have been watching The Wire still. We're on season 2 now.
Is that a new series?
Yeah, brand new HBO.
You're on season 2?
We're on season 2. We're like 7 episodes into season 2. Because Courtney's never seen the show. I think I
Ever?
told you guys that.
Okay.
Yeah, ever. I've seen 3 of the 5 seasons. I never finished it.
Wow.
Avon Barksdale.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, bro? Is everyone shits on season 2, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Is that the docs?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
The white boy season?
if that's what you would like to refer to.
I mean,
as.
it is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is really.
But I mean, all the other characters are still there. It just focuses on. But like, it's so intriguing to me. Like, watching it as an adult, like seeing the politics inside the police department, seeing the like how the union workers at the docks, all that stuff goes down. It's just different to me now. It's just different. Like I don't know. It was like.
I think it gets most of its criticism from fans of the show are real intrigued with the gangster aspect, the drug dealing part of the show.
They should have started with
They
season
kind
2.
of go away from that with season 2 a little bit because they go more political in the politics, like you're saying, and then the big who's bringing it in. That, but the actually
I
on
can
the
see that.
street,
You know what I mean?
the inner city, how those people live, what it's actually like. I think that's what intrigued most people to it in the first place. And then they kind of curved. And then the criticism of the second season, they just turned right back.
Right, they could have.
They're like, let's
I feel
rewrite
like they
that.
could have. If they wrote if they made the second season the first season, and then because the second season is kind of after. I mean, it goes linear. You know what I mean? They could have done the first season, but filmed it as though they were both happening at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then show how they both intertwine at the end of season 1 if it was 2, if that makes sense.
I can see that.
I just think that the way season 1 goes and it kind of really builds you up.
Yeah.
With Avon and Idris Elba's character, like I'm like oh shit.
It's hard to
People
follow.
about to start getting killed.
Yeah, it's hard to follow.
And then when season 2 starts,
Yeah.
you're like, oh god, this junkie kid.
Yeah.
It's all. I mean, that's half of every episode. That's all you hear. You know
What was
what I'm
his
saying?
name?
Ziggy.
Ziggy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good name.
For him, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where season 1 was so good, like to follow up, to try to do kind of like True Detective, season 1, amazing.
It's the only good one.
Well, I like the other seasons, but to me, season 1 is so good that anything you do after that is going to be criticized.
One of my favorite Matthew McConaughey roles.
It might be his best. I mean, he's absolutely that to me, that first season is perfect TV, start to finish. Probably one of the best things I've ever watched.
Was horrible.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again.
It was hard. I mean, I watched the third one. Okay.
It was decent.
Third one
It was decent.
It's the same way with Westworld. I thought Westworld, the first season was groundbreaking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Second season, I couldn't understand.
Yep.
And the third season, I didn't
It's even worse. It's even worse.
Same. It
Yeah.
got more freaking complicated.
Yeah, it's great.
Too late time.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
And then real quick, the other thing I was watching is that I mean I've actually watched a bunch in 2 weeks, but the other thing I wanted to talk about was that Sons of Sam documentary
Yeah, I
series.
finished that.
Did you finish it? So I've got like an episode and a half left.
Turns out he wasn't the killer.
Or somebody's son.
I'm just joking. I don't even know which one that was. I did watch it.
Yeah.
Is it the one where they're killing people in New York?
Yeah.
The guy.
David Berkowitz.
I'm on episode 4 of season 2 of Snowfall.
Nice.
So good.
Getting better, right?
So good.
Builds.
It is definitely getting better. The character development for what the hell's his name?
Franklin
is a little bit slow for me. Like he's
He's all about.
if I knew him when I was younger,
Yeah.
I would be like, you're a pussy. I mean, it's obvious. If it wasn't for his boys, I mean, his business structure and his mentality is great. That's straightforward stuff with everybody. But like when he threatens, when the white dude, the CIA agent, brings him back, and says and he gets out the car and he gets back in there, he says, "We're gonna be straightforward from here on out. If you ever come after my people again, I'm gonna hurt you."
Yeah.
I don't think
it
people
doesn't
watching
seem
know what you're talking about.
it doesn't seem sincere. You know what I mean? Like he just if it wasn't for his homeboy, like his business idea is perfect.
You talking about Leon?
Yes,
Tell me Leon.
yeah, Leon is a G.
I like Peaches. Peaches is my
Oh,
favorite.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious. He's in there eating fucking. And they're eating cereal. When the dude's breaking the house, he just pow, shoots them both.
Yep.
Then what are we gonna do?
Yep.
You and I, we're gonna take these guys, put them in the trunk, drive out as far as we can, bury it.
Yep.
You two gonna clean this shit up. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm with that.
He's great,
Yeah.
man. He's great.
And that's what's his name from Chicago PD.
He's a comedian.
Yeah.
He's a comedian.
Oh, is he really?
D-Ray Davis.
Oh.
He was on like
Yeah, I've never seen the show.
Wildin' Out.
It's not a great name for yourself. D-Rate. Like,
I know you're
just
talking.
okay.
D-Ray.
D-Ray.
Ray.
D-Ray.
Way
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
D-Rate would not be a good
No, D-Ray Davis. Yeah, that's his real name. And to tie it all back in real quick, Franklin's mother, D'Angelo's mother in The Wire. Same woman, same actress.
Angela's mother in The Wire is a gangster.
She plays a drug dealer's mom in 2 shows. It's kind of funny. I just tell you
What?
D'Angelo Barksdale,
Uh-huh.
his mom
Little cousin.
is Franklin's mom in Snowfall. Same person. Yeah, same actress.
Yeah. The one who hangs himself.
Spoiler alert! Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
It is 20 years old.
Listen, I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Just-
I watched both the reunions, Friends reunion and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion.
Uh-huh.
And that latter one came out.
Yeah, they're both good. The Friends one actually, I heard a lot of bad feedback, but I actually liked it.
It's fine.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I never really watched much of Friends.
And I watched it on my lunch break at work, but I was still in my office.
Uh-huh.
And our numbers aren't about to hit where they're hitting, so it was a good time because I was like tearing up at parts, and people might have thought I was crying because we didn't make our number.
Yeah.
But like that's a dedicated employee right there.
Yeah.
But it was my lunch break, so I thought it was pretty fun. I was like, I think I care about this.
You were crying during the Friends reunion.
And the Fresh Prince especially, because they getting at Uncle Phil
Phil's dead.
and whatnot.
Phil's the cheese.
He didn't make it.
Damn.
But when Will hugged him about not having his father, that whole scene, that was improvised.
Yeah, none of that was written.
Well,
I do know
it was-
that part. Did they show that scene?
To see it.
That scene is
It
satisfying.
makes me cry every time.
That scene
I
is sad.
was watching. I was like, "Oh, this ain't a good idea."
That scene is sad as hell.
I'm just.
I might as well watch
tears away.
old dogs die or that. So I just play them both simultaneous. I'm like, why you don't want me? I'm gonna be fine. I'm good. I ain't never had them. I don't need them.
Yeah.
Man, that's a
So
that's a good scene.
both of them are great reunions. If you like the shows, which if you didn't, you need to fix yourself. But they're great shows, great reunions. Check them out.
Yeah. Quick bit of news. Scarlett Johansson suing Disney over...
They gave her COVID.
Yeah, that's it. Gave her COVID. No,
Woman
they
without a mask.
it was a breach of contract to release Black Widow simultaneously in theaters and on a streaming service.
Thank God for that because I got it for free on my Fire Stick.
And much per salary was based on box office success.
Residual money.
Oh,
box office.
did they charge for the stream on Disney?
It's $30, but if it's not written into
But
the contract that she's going to make any
she's only
money
getting
off
ticket
that,
sales.
Right. Well, she should just get a percentage of that.
Well, there's
well, it's not in the contract.
Well,
Her
I'm saying that's
contract,
what
yeah.
they'll settle for, I'm sure.
Well, probably.
Or nothing.
Going after
Or-
Disney.
yeah.
She got big enough lawyers to go against Disney. She'll be broke before she the money she would make off the sales on Disney will be less than what it's going to cost her to go to court against Disney.
Probably.
Disney
Disney
does a
has
lot.
unreal money, trillions.
Disney
You know
does
what I
a
mean?
lot to stay good in the public eye. So as long as the support from the fans is there, they'll settle with it.
Do they have an outstanding contract with her at all?
No, she's dead now. Her character.
I would
died.
think that's the end. Like that. This was probably the last one. Mm-hmm. Probably good thing, because if she's suing him now, she's probably not going to be
Could be the only reason.
in
she
good
died.
standing with them. You know. But if it was me, I'd be pissed. Like
Yeah, maybe she did a job at Daily Wire.
if you weren't supposed to release
BuzzFeed.
it like that, and you're screwing me out of money. Like you're gonna pocket all
There's
that.
look, man, those lawyers that wrote those contracts, all their T's are crossed and I's
Oh, yeah.
dotted. I guarantee that there was nowhere in there where they said they would not post it on or publish it on Disney Plus.
It's a
whatever.
baller move to get a percentage of box office sales.
That was like one of the greatest written contracts of all time with Jack Nicholson when he played the Joker in Batman. When he originally wrote us, they offered him let's just say $5 million, a fabricated
Right.
number, and he said, "No, I don't want $5 million. Pay me $200,000, but I want 2% or 3% of all residual money that this movie ever makes." And they didn't think it was going to be the box office hit that
And
it
it
was.
was,
He
yeah.
made hundreds of millions of dollars or
Yeah.
something.
That's how Tom Cruise
Something
does it.
astronomical he made.
Tom
Yeah.
Cruise does the same.
Hundreds of million might be too much, but he made a ton of money, which was like the first time that anybody ever presented a contract.
He ain't got fly to space money.
I mean, anybody does. It's only like 30 million. You can fly with anything.
Anybody does. Yeah, I'll fly to space tomorrow.
This contract was had to be pre-COVID because this movie was supposed to come out last year.
Right.
So they weren't doing that simultaneous release then. So it probably was just written that like, hey,
Right.
Exclusive release to theaters and that's it and blah blah blah.
Did it come out in theaters on midnight and Disney Plus at
Yes.
the same exact hour?
Yep. Yep.
They would have been smart if Disney brought it out like 12 to 5.
All Disney has to do is
Or
just
just like a
figure
week.
out,
Wait a week maybe.
figure out what the percentage of gross from the streaming was,
Yeah.
and give her a percentage, and that's fair.
I'm sure that I would hope that they
I
would.
bet they don't give a shit.
Yeah, probably.
I
This
gotta
strawberry,
disagree.
shout
I
out.
have to disagree with
Strawberry?
that.
Switch from strawberry mango.
Fire.
Because they go so hard now for public opinion that I'm telling you,
That's a fair point.
if the court of public opinion starts slandering Disney for this, I think they're just going to give it
I
to
mean, they
them.
have enough money to do whatever they want. They
Yeah.
froze their owner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll be back soon.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
Cure whatever the hell is wrong with them.
Well,
We have gotten off track.
It's a baller move.
nah, yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, that was just. I thought I just saw it, and it literally broke this afternoon. I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting.
There's been a lot of news this week, and I can't wait to get to the podcast.
To get to the table, yeah.
Because I have a ton to talk about.
All right.
I am excited
for that.
today
Now I'm
as
excited
well.
for all this.
Yeah.
But next up, last week, as you know, no episode.
I know y'all missed us.
Yeah, you had to have. Aside from the people that were at Hoyt's with us. So
Shout out everybody that picked Reese's.
shout out to everyone that picked Reese
Shout out everybody
Cups.
that picked Reese's.
Gotta agree, it's not a candy.
Comment if you want us to do.
We'll talk about that in the podcast.
Okay. Just
We-
cut me off.
So last week we showed the Shawshank Redemption at Hoyt's. We got a theater, and everybody that shared the video, we invited them and their significant other, and I thought it was a great success.
We weren't just blowing smoke.
Yeah.
We said that we were going to do that for the people that shared. Mm-hmm. So when we do, we will do another one.
We're going to do another one. We're going to do another movie awards.
Same, but a little bit different categories. We're going to vote again. We'll do an awards, probably bigger this time. Probably have more people the way we were going to do it pre-COVID. It's COVID again. Who knows? But we'll figure it out. Even though I got to host shit in my yard. And we will actually invite people that share the video.
Yeah. Maybe next time we do a little bigger.
Sure.
Hoyt's treated us great, man. They hooked it up. They all we had to do was bring the DVD.
They let us sneak beer in.
We are not going to tag them. They did not let us sneak beer in there. We had to get it dropped from a helicopter.
Yep. But it was so great because I hadn't seen the movie in, God, probably 10, 15 years. I mean, it's been so long. Also, yeah. My mother had never seen the movie, which I didn't know. Lenora's father had never seen the movie. And it's like, to see it on the big screen was so great, man. Everybody was just just watching and being just into the movie. And it was so great to see that a movie from the early 90s could still, aside from one person wasn't into the movie. She was on her phone the whole time. You know who you are. You know who you are.
Jess Kinzer. Jess Kinzer.
Man. How am I going to say it?
Brightest phone screen ever.
The brightest.
Can you bring your phone to help this lighting?
Oh, man.
But so the experience for me was amazing. Right?
I loved it.
I'm so happy that it happened, and we're going to definitely do it again. I don't care if we're not doing this anymore. I'm doing that again.
Yeah.
But it's like when you go to a movie theater, obviously it's the best way to see a movie. If you're really into cinema, it makes you focus, you pay attention, you don't miss anything. The sound, the screen, all that's cool. But when you're in a theater with people you don't know, it's almost like going to the bathroom in public or something. Yeah, it's fine. The facilities are nice, but it's like there's people in there. It's weird. Right. But this was all friends and family.
Yep.
It was a very unique experience. Cool. Yeah, it was cool.
I've never done anything like that before. Ever. It was great. And again, it's been over a decade since I've seen the movie, and I was just...
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was so...
I probably watched it 15 times in the last decade.
Yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I forgot things about it. I remembered other things, but then I forgot. I mean, Morgan Freeman was so good. Tim Robbins was great, but Morgan Freeman is just so damn good. And even all the other supporting actors, I thought they all played their roles great, and everybody was...
we're about to review the movie, right?
We're going to give a brief, kind of what we thought, kind of score. We're going to give it an official, not a whole review, but we're going to score it for the book. So it's on the record what we have a score for that movie. Please talk on it. Thoughts on the movie, give your generals, give all of it, spoilers, everything right here. Boom, boom, boom. It's all
good. The movie is 30 years old.
Yeah.
There is no spoilers.
All right, so what is your favorite line from the whole movie?
Ooh, I did not.
Me and you have the same one.
I didn't write it down.
Is it easy?
Yeah. So John, go first. Say it.
So collectively, I think there's two lines that I love, and I'll actually share the other one. This is because I knew you were going to say this. I wrote this one down, and this is one everybody laughed about while we were in there. But when Red says, "I like to think the last thing that went through his head, other than the bullet, is how the hell Andy Dufresne got the best of him." When the warden shoots himself because he doesn't want to go to prison for just being a corrupt, money laundering thief. I mean, he was a piece of shit. Honestly, he was a terrible human being.
Yep.
That and How Could You Be So Obtuse are two of my favorites.
Great line.
And the scene where he kills himself is very deep because he spent so many years running a prison that he was such an asshole. He understood that he'd rather kill himself than go through what he imposed on other people.
Oh, and he was going to.
Right, that's
for
deep.
sure.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. No, I'm with you. Yeah, I agree.
How could you be so obtuse?
Yeah. So what did you just call me? Obtuse. And and the way Andy Dufresne just keeps carrying on about the fact that he knows that he's innocent and isn't going to do anything about it because he's literally laundering his money for him and making him a millionaire with some fake account. But anyway.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. And those lines, if you've seen it before, hit. Like, you just remember them. The line I'm about to say, I didn't remember that at all.
Me neither.
And the whole theater laughed when it happened. And it's dated, so you're not going to say this line anymore. But
I know which one you're about.
Someone did something quick, and he went, it was an old guy, and he went, easy peasy, Japanesey.
Yeah.
And the whole theater's like, what?
So good.
So you know what's crazy? We watched something else where somebody said the same thing, and I forget but there's like a whole discussion about it. Oh, it was Army of the Dead. Remember, the guy says it, and he's like, they're like, you can't say that. And he's like, no, he's Japanese. He can say it.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a whole thing about it. Yeah.
You said easy peasy Japanese?
In Army of the Dead, a Japanese character did.
It's a good movie if you haven't seen it.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's good.
About zombies?
Yeah. Yep. Zack Snyder.
And
I
Vegas.
really like zombies.
But it's wild, dude.
Okay.
It's,
Okay, I mean, I'll give anything
it's
a shot.
fun.
Dave Bautista, he's good.
Dave
$20,
Bautista.
$20.
What's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's not anyway, carry on.
Yeah. I love that line. You're right. The whole theater laughed at that. Something also like that the warden said early on when Andy first got there, kind of stuck with me. But obviously I didn't know we were. I didn't write it down. But there was something he said about like discipline in the Bible or something that I was like, whoa.
2 things you get in Shawshank: discipline in the Bible or schedule in the Bible.
It was something.
And then the guy goes, and then the other inmate goes, "When do we get to eat?" And he nods to him, and then he goes over and hits the hell out of him.
Yes.
Yeah, it was something right around there. I forget exactly what the line was, but it was something he said, and then I don't have a line because I didn't think to remember one. But I'll tell you my favorite scene if I could. It's a sad scene, but it's when the old guy Brooks gets out, and that whole sequence is just like
Get busy living or get busy dying.
great line. I can't believe that wasn't in our best quotes, by the way.
That's my other one I wrote down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously that's a great line. But yeah, that scene with Brooks when he gets out of jail, it's like, you really think about it, it's like a guy spent his whole life, these guys have spent their whole lives in jail to the point that they're thinking about, hey, what can I do to get back in jail? Right. I mean, it's a weird thing to think
They're
about.
institutionalized.
You know?
And it still happens to this day.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I mean, people spend 20, 30 years in prison. You're a prisoner.
Yeah.
There's no way, you know, how they constantly ask Red, is he a changed man? And he always has that auto response. You know what I mean? You know, honestly, I am a changed man. That
might be a favorite one too. Yeah. That the last time he goes and he gives instead of saying the spiel, he gives the
truth.
Go ahead and sign your little papers.
Go stamp your little paper.
Yeah,
so good. God damn, that's a good movie.
It is. It's really good, and man,
are we doing best scenes too?
No, I didn't have a line. That's why I gave my scene. But if you'd like, please.
I think that we're going to be in agreement with this. But one of the reasons that we bought beer in the theater was that through the years of watching it, not being able to drink when I started watching it, and now that I can drink, but just the whole construct of all of us being there, and like him and I talked about this. But there's a scene in the movie where Andy Dufresne works with the one guard on. He got $35,000 or something like that. Whatever. He works with him to help him keep his money without paying taxes on it. And he gets a couple beers for the guys, and they're all on the roof after tarring the roof, and they just crack these beers, and it's like you watch it, and because the movie you're so drawn into the movie, like
and the way those actors look when they
you
just
feel like they are just like they've been prisoners for so long, and they are sipping the beer like it's it makes you take advantage of what you have, like. They are, and then Andy just sitting back in that scene, just watching the joy on everybody else's face, like, and then we cracked beers, a couple of us, and you know, and cheers while we were in there. It was a really cool scene. The movie was awesome. Getting to see it in the theater was phenomenal. There was a couple people who didn't see it. Lenore's dad afterwards, like he had like this childlike joy when he came out of theaters. I haven't seen him that giddy. And never, honestly.
He said it was the greatest movie he's ever seen.
They watched it 2 days later.
Yeah, so we were with them on Saturday, and they sent the picture of him watching it.
No,
I sent Lenore like a direct message the next day, and, you know, just like this is why we do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then she sent me a message that he sent about that. You know, those two were talking. He was like, I'd much rather be sitting on the couch with everybody watching Shawshank Redemption. And like, I mean, this is why we do the shit we do. You know what I mean? It was all worth it.
Yeah.
And to see a guy who's, you know, older, who never seen a movie before, just to get that, it was cool. It was really. See the movie if you haven't seen it.
It's a moment I'm never gonna forget.
No doubt.
And that's wild for me to say because I don't have a good memory at all. But I will remember this probably for the rest of my life.
And the cool part is, I think that other people will as well.
Yeah.
I mean, irony in a movie, you know, not irony, but the crazy part about a movie being 35 years old, there was 28 people there, and 3 people hadn't seen it before, and including 2 older people. And the movie's been around for a long time.
94.
World acclaimed as one of the greatest movies ever, you know, written, directed, played.
Yep.
And they haven't seen it, so it was really cool.
How to hit court?
She said she liked it. She knew like the end because it's been 30 years, but like she said, it was really good. You know, really good. She's also like that's her reaction to every movie though.
Yeah,
it's good. Like that's what I get. Yeah.
All of our ratings are 7.
Julia had
No. She gives real ratings. Like she'll say
7.
honestly, but like she doesn't like the passion that I speak about movies with. We're just not like.
Yeah, you're
what you
different.
have is rare. Seriously.
You should see how giddy you are right now.
Yeah. Who me?
Yeah.
So my wife, just a testament to it. She's seen it. She wasn't whatever, and she woke up at like real early for work that day. And when we go see movies she's not interested in, she falls asleep. That's just what she does. And she stayed awake the whole time.
Yeah.
Like loved it. So
Really good.
it was cool.
Well, what would you guys score it? Like an official score for this movie? What do you give it?
9-7.
Really?
Yeah.
That's high.
No shit.
Yeah. It's my favorite movie.
Okay.
It is a movie no matter where I turn it on.
I think that's the highest score we've ever given.
No
is the
matter
highest
when I
score
turn
that
it
we do
on,
on the show, yeah.
what part of the movie it's at. Like, there's so many quotable scenes. Again, this movie is 35 years old. It's just as watchable for me in the theaters. I was sitting forward in my chair. Like, I didn't need, I have bad ADs. I don't focus good. If I'm home and it's on, I'll sit and I'll watch it. Like, I like doing these movie reviews, but it's hard for me to sit and do anything.
And it's old.
Yeah, and it's
So
old.
it still holds up.
The fact that it carries that kind of... Dark Knight, I think I like more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have... It's like credit. It doesn't have the time...
Right.
It's uncomparable because...
It's like saying LeBron's better than Jordan.
I enjoy Shawshank Redemption just as much, or close to as much as Dark Knight, but I've nowhere seen Dark Knight as many times as Shawshank, and for 25 years.
I agree.
The fact that I still am enthralled with it is a testament to how good the movie is, I think.
Yeah.
Enthralled.
Good word.
I'll
Dude.
drink my that word.
Chris.
9-2.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, one for a second.
Definitely in the 9s. I can't watch the entire thing anytime it's on, but if it's on, I'm gonna sit for at least a half hour. Give it a nice.
Yeah. See,
I mean, how often do you look in a man's shoes? It's a great line.
Okay. That's a good point. I'm not there. I'm not in the 9s. I'm not gonna watch it anytime it's on. The movie was so much better for me, I think, right like the other day, because I hadn't seen it in so long. And it's like, you forget things and it just the experience of reliving it when you had forgotten, it's absolutely outstanding. I mean, it's a great movie.
Gold.
And obviously, I'm going to watch it multiple times. I have watched it multiple times. And this is I'll put it on again sometime in the future. But as far as my score goes, I'm going to go 8.9.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's close.
8.9, yeah.
It's a great average.
Yeah, and it's it's his favorite movie. It's not my favorite movie, right? But
What's that average? 9.4 probably?
It's probably in there. Yeah, it's going to be in the average will be in the 9s, which I think totally it deserves.
Well, it's renowned as the best movie.
I'm just not going to watch it every time it's on. One, I don't have
I understand
cable.
that.
I don't have cable, so I can't even just it's on TBS because I don't have TV. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But it's just, I scored it 8.9. I don't know if you heard me.
Okay.
I gave it 8.9.
Very fair scores.
Yeah.
Are you a Citizen Kane fan? Have you seen that?
Never seen it.
So, I'm not saying we should do it, but
I would love to do something crazy old like that.
when this started, we said we wouldn't have the appreciation for movies we didn't go to film school.
Yeah.
But
It is movie reviews for regular guys, is
right.
what we said.
But people do really like Citizen Kane. I think
Yeah.
it might be worth a try.
One time, let's do it.
right.
Listen,
We'll throw it on the docket.
quick side note, next week,
I don't know if I've seen that movie.
that'd be fun then, for all of us to have never seen.
All right, we're renting the theater, boys.
Yeah. So one of the things I do when I travel, or when Courtney and I travel, is we look out. What'd you say?
Go to different theaters?
We look for like
Go to dinners.
No,
Like,
well,
duh.
yes.
Eat.
Like, we look for like old school revival type theaters to go see a movie at. Like when we were in South Dakota, we went to this it was a stage in this like a legit theater.
That was a play.
No. But they have a movie screen too, dude. Like we saw it. That was great. When I was in Austin by myself, I went to this place called the Paramount Theater. I saw Lawrence of Arabia, which I'd never seen. It's just like 3-hour epic.
That's old.
From like old.
Never heard of it.
Old movie.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good, but it's long. It's old, but like
That's a no.
It's one of
no, it's a good movie.
It's
but
just one of... That's a Ben kind of movie, I think.
Lawrence of Arabia?
It's more of a person that really appreciates
film, right?
Film.
And like
And I don't know that I have that.
you might not. It doesn't. It's. I didn't love it,
Right.
but I can appreciate it for what it was at the time.
Like
At the
Casablanca
time,
or something
like
like
that.
That was a good movie.
Casablanca's a good movie. But like next week, I'm going to Tucson, right?
Arizona.
I've already looked up like this cool theater I found, and they're showing on Tuesday night this old movie that's on IMDb's top 250. It's called 8.5, and it's I think from the 60s.
Inches long.
Yep.
Penis movie.
The sequel to 8 Mile.
It's well, I think it refers to film, maybe like 8mm film. I think
8mm was a wild ass movie.
that is a wild movie. But anyway, it's on IMDb's top 250. It's one people always talk about. It's like it's in the conversation of like greatest movies of all time.
Top
blah, blah,
250, yeah.
Whatever. But I've never seen it. But on a Tuesday night, they're showing it at this theater. So I'm like, I already told the coworker I'm traveling with. I was like, hey, you're welcome to come. You're welcome to not come. But this is just a thing I do. It's a weird thing that I have. And
So I was gonna ask, do you think Courtney's into it, or do you think she appeases you?
A little bit of both of it.
I would say a little bit of both.
I mean, what do we do for
It's
women?
good.
Yeah, I would say a little bit of both. She I don't like. She'll tell me straight up if she was like, "This is bullshit," right? This movie sucks or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if like it's a good, or she'll, she's done. Like she, whatever.
I'm quick to fall asleep in a movie.
But she does it for me because she knows I love it, and I love her for that. So
Scary
thank you.
movies, I always fall asleep.
That's the one. She won't go.
I'll go see a scary movie and immediately fall asleep.
She won't go
There's
see a scary movie with me. She
Woman
won't.
in Black, that was a little different because they don't do like the,
Hey,
they,
I
don't,
love that
they
movie.
don't do like the scary music when the scary shit is about to happen, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
Every
That
other
movie's scary.
scary movie, it's like
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, scary thing.
Shark jumps out.
Dun, ba, 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 ba. Scary thing.
Yeah.
Scary. It's so
Woman in Black.
predictable.
I only watched it
Pretty
for the
good.
first time
Pretty
last
good,
year
yeah.
because of him.
That's like jump out your seat scary.
It was. It is eerie, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're kind of. But
That's your excitement. I'm trying to match
Yeah,
it. It is impossible.
Good whistle.
yeah.
Ben ate 4 Adderall before he came here.
No, I
This
did not.
Some bitches.
No, I did not.
Nope.
No, I did not.
You can drug test them tomorrow.
Shout out to Monster.
Shout out to Rain.
Yeah.
Rain it in.
I don't know what's in
So
that
anyway,
one, but I'm getting that flavor tomorrow.
Dreamsicle. It's amazing.
Ah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's right.
Take a sip.
That's my nickname in high school.
Dreamsicle. How did this start?
'Cause I was icy.
Citizen Kane.
Ah.
We were talking about Citizen Kane and an old movie. So yeah, I'm totally to bring it back in.
Fucking good.
I'm down for Citizen Kane at some point in the near future.
All right, cool.
I know we got a lot of.
I'll be honest. If it sucks, I'll be
We
happy to tell
love
you
the
that.
shit on it. Yeah. But we got a lot of big theater releases coming up soon. I mean, remember we were talking about October looks
October is going to be
insane.
heavy.
I think Bond is
Heavy.
October, November. But we're gonna squeeze Citizen Kane in at some
Gonna
point. So stay tuned for that.
I'll wait for that.
Okay, I didn't take a drink.
Nope. If you guys didn't know, Ben is very excited about this week. I don't know if that's ever apparent or not, but
Well, because I love this movie, right? And I know we talked a little
Sicario?
beforehand. Yes, Sicario. So we talked a little beforehand, and I'm super excited to talk about this. Again excited to be here.
let's
but
get to it.
Sicario is up.
I don't have a score yet. I'm gonna wait till the dialogue so I can help me.
Yeah, that's totally respectable.
I'm talking about
It came out in 2015. It's rated R, 2 hours and 1 minute long. Directed by a guy named Denis Villeneuve. I think is how you say it. He's French.
It didn't need that extra minute, if I'm being honest.
Cool. He directed Prisoners, which is an incredible movie. Arrival, sci-fi movie.
Is that Jake Gyllenhaal?
Prisoners, yes. Arrival was a
Hugh Jackman?
Yes. He directed Blade Runner 2049,
Good
and
one? Very boring.
it's long. But it's a weird science fiction. It's not like action
Well,
sci-fi.
Blade Runner was
It's
cool.
The original.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how they. No, go, I'm fucking.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. And then he's also directing Dune, the one that we were talking about.
Dune, okay.
Yeah, the new
That
Dune looks amazing.
Awesome. I sent it to us
sure.
both. It does.
These guys.
I'm telling you, next week it's gonna be over. Soon you should be sitting behind the camera.
It was written
Throw
by
popcorn in.
Taylor Sheridan, who wrote Hell or High Water as well. Wind River. He wrote the Sicario sequel, Del Soldado.
So I may have like more.
Really? Okay, I'm the opposite.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But he also created Yellowstone. Same guy. Same guy.
Fire.
Yeah.
Good show.
But
Shout
Sicario
out.
was his first.
Shout out Taylor, right?
Yeah, Taylor Sheridan.
Good night, Tyler.
Sicario was his first screenplay. And it's about this idealistic FBI agent, young FBI agent, and she's enlisted by a government task force to aid in the escalating war against drugs at the border Texas, Mexico, like Texas, Arizona, Mexico. I think it was actually Arizona mostly, but the border basically between the U.S. and Mexico. Starring Emily Blunt, she plays Kate Macer. Josh Brolin plays
Thanos.
the government. Thanos, correct? He plays
Maybe you guys
the
know
government.
Thanos.
Yeah, the government agent that you don't know who he works for at first. Benicio
don't know
del
who he works for.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro plays another.
Sicario.
Another.
Mexican Brad Pitt.
He's
Okay.
a Sicario.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But at first you're kind of like, who is this guy? And I love the mystique.
You didn't know right away?
Well, I mean, you know.
It's extremely obvious.
But I mean, you know, but like, it's not. They don't
Well,
know.
no,
They're
they
like,
don't
they're
give it
like,
away.
we know,
Yeah.
right? The movie's called Sicario,
Yeah.
which means
I mean, you
hitman.
don't know. If you know what the word means, you
Yeah.
know right away that that's him.
Yeah.
But you know right away
You can tell easily.
the plane scene.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah,
sleeper.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot Daniel Kaluuya is in this, who plays Emily Blunt's partner in the movie.
I like him.
Yep. And then John.
What show he was on? You talking about the guy?
Blackish?
No.
Wasn't he in this?
I
No,
might have the
well, I
wrong
don't know if he
actor.
is. You might. Daniel Kaluuya was in Get
The
Out.
Quiet Place.
Oh no, that's,
Or,
the guy.
yeah, Get
That's
Out.
not the guy I'm talking about. I'm
Okay.
talking about the white
Third
guy
seat.
that was sat in the front seat, who was another agent. He's got a really memorable voice. He was on a USA show where he was like
Burn Notice.
Burn Notice.
Yeah, that
what's
guy with the
guy's
glasses.
name? Yeah, what's that
Yeah.
guy's name? I like him.
Oh, I'll tell you his name in a minute.
Yeah,
I'll look it
so-
up.
Yeah, he's a
I
beast.
like his character.
Yep. Really good character.
Never mind. We'll get into the whole movie.
And then John Bernthal has a part in here who I love. I love
Yeah.
John Bernthal. And he's been in a lot of Taylor Sheridan stuff. His name is Jeffrey Donovan, and his character's name is Steve Forsing. The guy you're talking
Foreskin?
about. Forsing.
Forsing.
Yeah, Jeffrey Donovan's his real name, though. And his character was great. But anyway, let's get into this.
Please, you get into
I've hinted at this. This movie...
You guys can't see on the other side of it, but he is fully aroused. I can't believe you didn't.
And I've got gym shorts on.
Yeah,
so
I can see it perfectly.
Listen, I love this movie. I remember being blown away by this movie when I was in theater, when I saw it in theaters when it came out.
Okay.
Like when they opened that lock on the shed.
The opening scene is so intense. It reminded me of, it had Saving Private Ryan vibes in that, obviously Normandy, the scale is way different than what we're dealing with here, but just the way it was filmed in the POV in that, you know, Saving Private Ryan opens on all the guys' faces in the boats as they're approaching the beach. This movie opens inside of an armored car. Like, it's got heavy bass going on, and it's real close up on all these, like, geared up FBI agents, and you don't know where they're going, but you see in their face.
More like Zero Dark 30.
Okay.
The way that stuff.
It reminded me of
Because Saving Private Ryan
13
is
hours.
really hard to compare it to.
I just meant the way it's
way it
filmed,
starts.
in the
There's
boat,
people, there's
and in the
arrows.
Right,
and
the
like,
camera's right there.
Real stuff is about to happen.
Yeah.
what you know
Yeah,
is
yeah.
something insane is about to happen. That's what I was getting at.
Like Dark
And-
Knight.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it just, like from the moment
And
it
it does.
started,
Yeah.
I'm in, and it. Oh man, I absolutely loved it. I mean, it kills me like to like. Oh god,
Are y'all seeing this? I
yeah.
don't even want to rate it. I don't feel bad rate
I
because
feel like you're a
I'm going to change my rating of this movie.
It just
to be honest.
it lets
I
you.
love war movies. I
Yeah.
do
both of
really.
you. I feel like you
Love
guys
it.
will love it.
I was like almost emotional when we did 13 hours. It was close.
Great movie.
This
Love that
reminded
movie.
me of 13 Hours in a few scenes. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Like when they were trying to get out of Mexico the first time, I got real 13-hour vibes.
Okay, we can get to that.
Yeah.
That's because.
I got stuck in traffic.
But it lets you know up front what kind of movie this is going to be, right? The FBI raids this
It
house.
starts strong.
Strong.
Yeah.
They raid this house. You find out Emily Blunt leads a.
Narcotics team, right?
No, it's a kidnap recovery.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
She's not in narcotics. That's
She's
right.
not in narcotics. So she's straight out of the academy. She was never like working cases. She went
She's green.
right. She's green. She's 3 years in, but she's leading this team recovering kidnapped people. So they break into this house, and it ends up being they're like, where are the hostages? Where are the hostages? And it ends up being way more than that. There's people buried in the wall. It's crazy.
Not
It's
buried.
well,
standing
I'm
up.
sorry, not buried. Yes, they're drywalled in to this house. Yeah, and it's nuts. And it just goes from there, and you're like, oh, this is something way more. This is about to get crazy.
John Wayne Gacy shit.
Yeah.
If I ever buy a house in Mexico, I'm going to check the walls because this is the second movie that I've seen where there's shit in the walls. What was that other drink, John? What was that other Netflix movie? was it Ryan Reynolds and the dude who played Ben Affleck. And
Ooh, Triple Frontier.
They found all the money in their wall.
Triple Frontier.
I'm checking all the walls from here on out. Period. I'm
Yeah.
checking your attic. I'm
I
telling
don't
you
know how I
right
feel
now.
about that. I did like the
Yeah.
way back, but I don't know how I feel about that. From
Triple
back.
Frontier?
Yeah.
That's another time.
Yeah.
Lastly, just as far as
Missed
I felt
opportunity.
like this movie, it felt very real. It felt very authentic. I know Taylor Sheridan did hella research to learn and to make this as real as he possibly could.
He was the writer.
He's the writer. Yep. And the
How do you know that?
I watched the special features.
Oh,
He was
okay.
talking about how he's like
So did he interview people?
he went down there. He spent so much time.
Juarez?
No, to like the border,
Oh.
to like that. He worked with like reporters down there. He talked to agents. I mean, he talked to everyone. Like that's the kind of
This is not based on any kind of true story. This is based on stories.
right, exactly. But so
Unlike 13 Hours, this is loosely based on things that happened.
Right.
This is not a direct. This is not a. Direct
this isn't based on. Yeah, don't
team
get it
that's-
twisted.
That works for the government.
I mean,
It's not. They're not. This is not a contractor team. That
No.
They interviewed.
this is with the government aspect of it. But like, I think as
it's
far
real.
as like the things that the cartel is doing down there, the tunnels,
100%.
all that stuff. Yeah. So
100%.
it's him and the director worked very closely in making this. I mean, not just like the story itself, but like filming it, the gunfights, the explosions. Filming. They didn't film in Juarez. They filmed in Mexico City.
Right.
Because
can't-
it has the same kind of. No,
You can't go to Juarez.
Mexico City's crazy.
Yeah, but it ain't Juarez.
Yeah.
You ain't going in there. Period.
And I thought it was perfectly cast. I loved every like. I
You
thought
like the
every.
cast.
I thought every actor
Had
was
to-
great
had
for
their
the
place.
character.
Yeah.
And the score, the music.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like I mean, quote unquote soundtrack. It's instrumental, but it intensifies the movie that much more.
Yeah.
I can
So-
see that.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I've been talking a lot. You guys, please
No,
tell me.
no.
Tell me what you think.
Speaking of cast, I feel like
Hated
Josh.
it. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of cast, I feel like Josh Brolin is our generation's Tommy Lee Jones, like to a T.
Okay.
I feel like they're the same actor, just a younger version. And I love Tommy Lee Jones, and I love Josh Brolin.
His dad's a famous actor
Dude's
too.
got range.
James Brolin. His dad's a famous actor too.
It's not Josh Brolin.
No, his dad,
His dad,
James
his dad.
Brolin.
Oh.
He's like so he's like not grandfathered in, but it's
I would
in
have
his
assumed
blood.
his dad's
Like,
Tommy Lee.
his dad is like
Followed him.
I'm pretty sure his dad's an Oscar winner. I'll fact check myself.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Oscars are.
No, I'm just
terrible
saying. I mean,
movies.
he's famous. But anyway, go
Drake
please.
gives him away.
Yeah, tell me what you thought about the movie.
I liked it. It kept my engagement. I was excited to find out. Well, you knew there was going to be something. You didn't know exactly what it was. So I was excited for the big reveal. It was slow at times, and I know you've got some criticisms I'm interested to hear because I think I have similar ones. But I did. The cast was huge. I've never even heard of this movie until last week. So
Which
Really?
is crazy.
it's a great
Yeah.
find.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me never hearing about it to seeing it, like, wow, I'm so glad we do this because that's what it's for, to find movies you don't know about. That actually turned out to be good. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
So I will concur that I think it was a good movie. And it's weird because when we talked about this originally, I was excited because I've only seen it twice. 2.5 times. The first time that I watched it, I was, giddy like you are right now because I didn't watch it from a movie review perspective. You know what I mean?
changes it. It changes
Because
it.
now I am comparing it to. You know what I mean? And I'm putting it on a pedestal. And there are parts about this movie which I love. Honestly, the first half of this movie I thought was awesome. I just think that it gets really flat for me.
Okay.
I think that they start off super strong. When they basically bring her in and it's feet on the ground. Do you want to do this? Are you married? You ready to go? She comes down there. They go. They bring her into that. They're not in Juarez. They're outside of there. They go in there and they're having a meeting with the whole task force and the marshals and everything.
I love that.
And,
It's
and,
good directing.
and Benicio del Toro is just sitting there with his legs crossed on his phone, all relaxed, and she's like
It's
she is
good
panicking
directing.
because of what's going on. Like they're going to get like major cartel members, and they're talking about murders and things they're going to do, and everybody's got guns, and there's SEAL teams and special ops and all this. And this, she's just coming. She's 3 years out of the academy. She has no idea what you signed up for up here. And
No.
that construct right there was like when they asked what's the main character. When
Josh Brolin's
yeah,
character?
yeah. When they're like, we got a celebrity here, and then the one marshal turns around like,
Yeah,
you sober?
Kramer. Yeah.
And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's like, I will be in about 2 hours. Like a
Yeah.
little extra bottle. Like that
Yeah.
all seems so like
Real.
so organic.
Real.
Like, it seems
Yep.
super real. Exactly.
Yep.
And like that scene right there, I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly how I would see this going. This girl has no idea what she's getting into.
Yeah.
They pegged her for this part. I mean, you find out why. They pegged her for this exact part. You know, and again, it kind of gets going a little bit because, you know, they give her the reins and bring her partner back down, and, you know, you find out the you know what I mean? They bring in my man, the Punisher, you know what I mean? They like, there's but then it's she's always, poor me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really wanted her to transition into what they were.
Well, so we'll see what I.
She
I
always
want to
has,
speak
she's
on
the
that show.
antagonist like the entire time, and I just want her to not be that.
Yeah, and when we get to the spoilery section, we'll get more into that because I want to have that conversation because I wrote things about that.
Right.
But yeah,
Very watchable.
Yeah, man. I did all these scenes you're talking. I've been in briefings like that where a lot of law enforcement guys are there. It goes like that. They bullshit. They say whatever.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel it will go.
Yep.
Yeah.
The U.S. Marshals are these two old guys from Texas, literally in cowboy boots, cowboy hats.
Loved it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Their
yeah.
casting is so good. That scene, I felt like I'm sitting on the couch. I was sitting on the couch rewatching it earlier. You know, lights off. Like I felt like I was there. I felt like I was sitting in the back. Like I keep like looking over to Benicio. Like what? He's just over there on his phone, and you see her like she's so worried about everything and he's so relaxed like, the whole time. Like that, none of this is going on.
It's really good directing to just do that because after they find all those bodies, they want heads to roll politically because they're inside U.S. and like, how did this happen?
How did this happen?
She thinks she's going to get in trouble. She goes into a briefing with a bunch of important people.
Yep,
And
including her
Josh Brolin,
boss.
Like
Yeah.
Secretary of State or whatever.
Well, it's her boss at the FBI, and then other you know who they are.
Like a lot of good people, big
Yeah.
people. And Josh Brolin's sitting there in fucking flip-flops.
Flip flops.
So you know right away, like, oh, this
Like,
guy.
are you talking about the first meeting they
Yeah,
had?
the first meeting.
Yeah.
Like in the FBI building
The
when they recruit her.
The second one was really cool.
Yeah, so when
Yeah.
they walk in, but it's just the directing
Yeah.
point of all you need is a couple of visual aids, a picture's worth 1,000 words. A little thing like that, or a little thing like him being on his phone during an important meeting, it lets you understand as an audience who these people are in the context of what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they don't have to spend 6 hours going through it. It's pretty cool.
No
Yeah.
need to explain it. You know exactly what's going
These guys
on.
are the real deal.
right.
Josh Brolin gets on the private jet, goes right to sleep. He doesn't give
Yep.
a
He's
shit.
like, hey, take a nap. You know, you know.
Benicio del Toro, when he falls asleep and he's sitting there and his hand is shaking, and you can kind of hear what he's dreaming about. It pops up, and she can't. You know, again, she is scared to death. She
Yeah.
can't sleep.
Yeah.
He starts right off and says, "Have you been to Juarez before?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, we're going to Mexico City." And he was like, "Yeah, okay, fine."
Yeah.
Josh Brolin's character. is
Yeah.
saying. And he's like, and then you know you just see.
He said
Benicio
El
del-
Paso area.
Right. You see Benicio
Yeah.
del Toro like side eyeing her, like you
Yeah.
have no idea what you're in for.
Yeah, and they bill it to her like you're doing your job, but you're not doing anything.
Right.
Like they're like, we're going after the real people responsible for what you found in that house
He
today.
said, what does he say to him in the meeting? Do you feel like you've made a difference?
Yes.
You got two. What do you say? You got two major smugglers this year,
Yeah.
which is twice as many as last year. Do you feel like you made a difference?
Right.
And she goes, no.
Yeah.
Well, let's
He's
just
like,
jump into the first category. You got favorite lines?
Well, I thought likes. We go spoilers. It's likes,
Did we do spoilers
dislikes.
yet?
Well, no, we haven't. We haven't had any spoilers yet.
Let's jump into those.
Yeah.
Because I got lines. I don't want to jump in them right now.
Yeah. So we'll do our likes with spoilers first, right? And then
Yeah, okay.
So we've hit. I feel like we've hit everything we need to hit.
So we explained the movie pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, spoilers ahead. Movie's 6 years old. If you haven't seen it by now, I mean, you know,
See it.
yeah, see it. Yeah. But okay, likes specifically. I know this is gonna. I didn't realize I was gonna bump. Like we were gonna bump heads on this until I got here.
Heads.
But
Just indifferent.
no. I just mean as far as one of my main likes is Kate, Emily Blunt's character, and her, like watching her throughout the movie because she is this by the books FBI agent. I mean you know, not to get too into like personal background, but like I know what that's like because I grew up around that, right? So I know that's how FBI agents are, right? So then she's like, they tell her, hey, we're going into this world. And she's like, yeah, I want to catch these guys. Like I said, idealistic. She's like trying to make a difference, right? And then watching her realize what's going on, how these guys play by a different set of rules. Like it's
She's like, what the fuck are we doing?
right. They say to her DOD advisors. She's like, bullshit. They're CIA.
Yes, he said, do you even work for
Yes.
the CIA?
Yeah. It's
And who is that guy?
right. Yeah. So watching her character develop and realize what's going on throughout you see her at the beginning where she's ready to go and she's like, wait a minute, hold up. What I really like is that because me personally, I'm with Brolin, Benicio. That's what I like. That's what you need. You need that to fight what they're fighting. I don't know if the line is in the movie or if they said it when I was watching an interview, but they're like, how do you morally fight an enemy that has no morals or something like that? I don't know but it's the truth. They take you through Juarez and they show you these bodies hanging naked upside down, beheaded. I mean, it's crazy what they show you. But she stuck to her guns the whole time. She stuck to her morals basically, and I respected that about her character. And
and she gets the rank. That's what I was saying. The second meeting after they come back after the whole trying to get homeboy back across the border or whatever. She goes and sees her boss again, and she's like, he leans forward and said, if you're worried about the boundaries, they've been moved.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
Yeah.
And even so, that's where we're indifferent in that because she says at the beginning that she's gun ho. She wants to get this done. She really wants to make a difference. She wants to put a serious mark on this. And her boss gives her the opportunity, saying, look, it may seem wrong, but I'm telling you right now, it isn't. We have to do what we have to do to get these guys. We need you to. Yeah. And then she doesn't.
I mean, he reiterates the point about are you do you feel like you're doing anything? And I get all that. Right. I just respected the character, man. I just did. I liked all.
I'm with you all the way until that scene.
Yeah.
So
I understand a good moral foundation and trying to do the things by the book and her whole philosophy.
Yeah.
But what she wanted more to coincide with going, she's like, I want to build a reasonable case around these blah, blah, blah. She talks about that a couple different times. When he gives her the opportunity to do more, she does not utilize it. And she goes from being a gun-ho, fucking, balls to the wall character to being flat to me. She goes from following the code of the FBI and to her own, which I do not like.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that part where she's like, we can build a real case with this. It's like, I had the thought. Right. I literally was like, that's not what we're after. Like, I wanted to tell her, like, no, that's not what you need.
And I get she doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Right? Which I still understand all the way until that meeting.
Yeah.
When her boss says, you can do more.
Yeah.
You're allowed to go further because you can't have a criminal that's going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you go 60.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. We're allowing you to go 120.
Yeah.
Do it. And she doesn't.
To me, in agreement with what you're saying, she doesn't do anything to the movie. There's no real purpose to have her.
There is
except she's an antagonist. Yeah. She hates everything the
whole movie. She's the only person that says there's a moral boundary.
This isn't right.
She doesn't help. She doesn't contribute. She doesn't do anything.
Even after
toward the mission.
Right. Even after she finds out they cut homeboy's wife's head off. Yeah. She still isn't like.
She doesn't want to sign it, but it's just like she's literally just there. And I don't like that. I think, and this was what, 6 years ago you said?
It came out 2015.
It's wild to think about how Hollywood's changed, but it really has. Because now, she was in this movie, she was kind of apprehensive, asking questions, but going along with it. Then she brings a partner she trusts, and the partner shows up right away, and it's a guy. He goes, I'll get answers. Hey, come talk to me. Yeah. And he asks the same question she asks, and they wind up giving answers. Like, today's society, I feel like they cast it better. They put Michelle Rodriguez or somebody in that role. And Michelle's like, I'm not doing anything else until you tell me what the fuck is going on. And that gets harder than having a male partner come in and say it for her.
You mean her partner's a woman or?
No, her partner's a male. But the main character, this girl, stands on her morals and says, I'm not doing anymore until you tell me what the fuck is happening.
I don't think the character is the character. Like, I don't think putting a different actress in that role is going to change how that movie plays out.
I think Michelle Rodriguez is a way better job.
I think what he's saying is that if it was written now.
Right, that's what I meant.
If it's written now, you use a character like Michelle Rodriguez.
Because in this role, she's just a little woman that needed to be saved.
Correct.
She was the person that needed to be saved.
She's a damsel almost the whole movie.
I don't disagree with that. I don't agree with that. She doesn't need to be saved the whole movie. She holds her own.
When she walks in the first house, they shoot at her.
And she kills the fucking guy.
And kills the guy. And then everyone's just coddling her the whole time.
Even when in the scene when so she's ignorant to all of it. She has no idea what's going on. Even in the scene when they get Benicio del Toro warns her and says, "Watch out for the cops when they go to one place. If you don't have to worry about nothing here, watch out for the state police. They got to be worried about."
Right.
Then they get stuck in traffic. Even in that scene when he says, "Grab your service weapon, get out of the vehicle." What does she do? She just sits her ass in that car.
No, he didn't tell her to get out.
Yes, he does.
I thought he said
he tells her to get. I just rewatched it
because I watched it earlier.
He tells her to get
"Didn't
out.
he
He
just
said, "Get out of the car," and she sits in.
I
I thought that was a general statement
No,
to
he
everyone.
tells
looks right at her
her
and
to
says
get out
that.
of the car, and she just sits in there. She almost got killed for it.
Yeah, she did defend herself.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She sees that guy before he sees her and ducks and then kills him, but she was supposed to be out of the car. She's too passive. She's too timid. She's so worried about everything being by the book. And again, that was before
And I'm okay with
the
that.
scene where she meets her boss, who gives her the reins to do what she wants. She just.
That's also how they're
think,
trained.
I know. I just think that for me, I think they missed a good opportunity for her to be a Banff, and she wasn't.
I don't.
Well,
She is in it.
It
I
felt
don't
more
like-
realistic.
I don't like
her
her
character felt more realistic.
Sure,
Like
sure.
they all felt like, again, the authenticity is like that's who that would be. That's what you would get with that kind of person. And she's thrust into this world that she knows nothing about. That's the kind of like law enforcement that you hear about, and you're like,
Two drinks out.
that you're like, wait a minute, these guys can't be operating like
Right.
this. I mean, like, that's the kind of stuff. And, you know, her purpose there, you find out, is that they need her to operate. The CIA can't operate inside the U.S.
Right.
without other
And FBI.
like government agencies being involved. Have
Well, the
to be,
CIA is international and FBI is national.
right.
They can't-
So that's
they
why
cannot-
she's there.
Yeah.
Right. So not like whether or not her character, whatever, but like that's why she's there.
Right.
You know, and yeah, I mean, we're gonna go back and forth on this all day long.
I mean,
Anyway,
we
I
just
just
agree to
It's
disagree
good.
on
I honestly, I
on
just
her
don't
character.
think she was the right actress for the role.
I love Emily Blunt, man.
I don't know that she
great.
wasn't the right actress. I just
Yeah,
don't think it's not even that it was wrong. I just wanted something else. The way that they set her up at the beginning,
Yeah.
I thought that she was going to go from this damsel
Yeah.
to being, the last action hero, and she did not break that character.
So you
which
think
is
she was
fine.
a damsel and just like
For
a damsel?
sure.
I
The
think
whole
so.
time she's
They
so
picked her
why
because
me
they
for
knew they
me,
could
what's
roll
going
all
on?
over her.
Yeah.
They're like, you're with us now. You
They
made her
literally
out. I'm in.
used
All
her
right, now
as bait
we're taking
to
you because
catch
we
the
know
mole.
you'd be complacent.
Yeah.
They literally used her as bait to catch that mole.
Well, she used herself, and I really like that scene. That scene was awesome.
The bank.
Oh, yeah.
Where he said, "Don't go in the bank. Don't go in the bank. Don't go in the bank." Went in the bank. And
Well,
then-
he knew by telling her not to go in there, she was going to go in there.
Well,
That's the whole reason he didn't tell her why she shouldn't go in there.
But still, said it 3 times. She went in anyway.
And she said it. You
They-
used me.
They got her face.
Yeah.
And
You used
then
your- you
some
used
guy tried to
yourself.
kill her
Right.
because they had her face.
He said you used yourself. I told you not to go in that bank.
So use yourself.
And I guess his point of view is that like I told you don't do it.
Yeah.
Why do I need to tell you
What are
why?
you doing?
Like yeah.
Stop doing it.
Yeah.
When I watched it last night, Jen was like, "Why is it?" I was like, "Now they know who she is."
Yeah. Yeah. Like
gotta
they,
mark on it.
obviously it's a cartel bank. They're watching the cameras.
And then even there, like, she had to get saved in that scene. It would have been better if she saved herself.
Well,
But she
I
missed
also
her shot.
think, I mean, Bernthal's bigger. Like, I think that fight goes exactly how it's supposed to go.
for
Like,
sure.
or how it not supposed to, how it would have
Not
gone.
to be a sexist, but men will win most of those fights.
90% of the time. What did you think when you saw? So when they leave originally, her and her other partner, the black guy, when they leave and you see Benicio del Toro in the parking lot,
Yeah.
what did you think all that was about? I didn't think that he was following her to see if she was being followed by a bull. I didn't figure that out right away. That part I didn't.
Oh,
know.
yeah,
You know what I mean? When he's waiting on the top of the parking garage.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was something shadier.
No.
Like I thought that he was worried it was his job to basically supervise her, and if she started going sideways, he was to disappear her.
Oh, no, I just thought he was, I just kind of
keep an
thought
eye
he
on
was
her?
just watching.
Oh.
Yeah, just
I thought-
watching.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
I thought Mexican Brad Pitt was about to go in there and smash cheeks.
Well, that was after
Almost did.
the bank thing, right? That was after the bank thing. So so I think that was all set
Yeah,
up.
they
Like,
Well, it was, but he's
Yeah.
saying when he saw him in the parking lot with a juke thing.
oh yeah. I just assumed that like he knew that they like again.
Somebody knew about it.
Yeah, like they knew like what was going to happen.
I
They
wasn't
knew
sure
how that
about
was
his,
going to play out.
The first time I watched it, I wasn't sure about his character. though.
That part also confused me. They put a little bit of emphasis on her love life, and then started the storyline and just stopped it.
About her being divorced.
Yeah, she's divorced, she's in love, and she finds a guy, she likes him. the partner seems like he could be a love interest, and then never really do anything with it.
Yeah.
I did not need a love
You
interest.
thought Benicio was going to do it when he said you remind me of somebody I really care about.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, babe.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Smash them cheeks.
You look like what my wife said you used to look like.
didn't he say his
When
daughter?
my wife used to have a head, yo, she looked just like
I thought he was talking about his daughter.
He was talking about his daughter. I'm implying that.
But we can transition real quick into dislikes because I guess
I think we
I
have.
mean,
Yeah,
not
we already
only-
kind of went over our dislikes.
Well, yeah, but I didn't really say. So you guys didn't like her. Her partner got on my nerves more than she like.
He was.
I liked him.
But you didn't really need him at all.
You didn't need him.
He's only there.
That's what I'm saying.
For
She
that
should have
moment.
just stood up for herself, and then he's out of the whole movie.
I guess I could say I wish she maybe was a little more assertive, but I don't know.
She was at the beginning.
Yeah.
She sends him outside after the raid when the
Yeah, she
bodies
was
are
a
gone.
baller.
Again, listen, the experience, like for me personally, I've been put into situations where it's like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm more like timid, I guess, to like I'm not like I don't know what's going on, so I'm just gonna kind of sit back and watch. Like I don't know, that's like she gets thrown. Anyway, the partner.
One of my favorite lines is based on the fact that she doesn't know what's going on when she's talking to Benicio del Toro on the plane.
Damn it, that's my line,
Dude,
John.
I literally,
I won't say that one.
dude, that's so crazy.
I have two written down.
I have two as well, so we can
We'll
yeah,
get into that in a
we'll get it. So, but yeah, anyway, her partner, she was a little annoying to me, or no, her partner was a little. His character was a little, but again, he to me just played like a. He's 18 months
He was
into
in
the.
the sunken place. Get out.
He's 18 months into the FBI. He's even more green, right? But like he's got that type A male dominant, blah blah blah.
I think you got to be almost.
So yeah, so you have. I mean, to be honest, yeah, you would. But like I just wish, like that whole the one scene you referenced about. I'm gonna get the answers, right? I was like that kind of like
Right. She
Yeah.
should do that. It
Yeah.
just felt like mansplaining, honestly. She's like, I've tried. And he's like, no, I'll
Don't let
get
us
him.
talk you out of your favorite.
no. Listen, I'm not. But I love all their characters, and that's the best thing about this movie is that it forces you to kind of like
You like her for the same reasons that I don't, which is cool about this segment because we literally are talking about the exact same things except different perspectives.
I just like that
You like everything that she does.
I just
right.
like that she sticks to her,
And
her,
I don't.
her guns.
And I don't.
I thought that
But
she
I also like the Josh Brolin. Like
yeah.
his character's awesome. But it's tough because I'm torn also between because if I gotta actually pick, I'm going with them all day.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just liked her character.
I
man.
feel like you liked her because she played Mary Poppins.
No, that has nothing to do with this.
I think you like
I
her.
saw. I love
You
this.
liked her in Edge of Tomorrow.
Bro, I love this movie in 2015. Mary Poppins just came out.
Did you pick Edge of Tomorrow?
How much you love
As
Mary
your favorite
Poppins.
sci-fi?
I did pick Edge of Tomorrow,
Yeah,
but
no
also
wonder you love her then.
but that's also a great freaking movie.
That is an awesome.
I mean, it's a great movie.
Really, really cool.
She's a Quiet Place, amazing. She's just great. I just like her as an actress,
Never seen
but
that.
they're great. But anyway,
Carry on.
yeah, let's
Favorite line?
agree to disagree. We can move on. Favorite lines. I have two written down, so
Go.
if you guys want to go, I mean, I think we're all going to say the same thing. And it's
I only have one written down, so
You say
I'm
yours.
gonna have to say
You
it.
say yours.
So it's the scene on the plane,
Universally,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
it's the scene on the plane when she first she comes out of that meeting. They're like, "Hey, we're going. Be there."
I knew this would be yours.
What are you about to say?
Well, if you want to say it, I have it written down.
It's a rap battle style. Right? You know what I mean? It's got
Specifically.
double meanings. I
So-
knew, as soon as I heard it, I was like, Breeze is gonna love this.
Would you like to read it? Because I have it actually written.
Oh, you want me to read
word
it?
for word.
Which one is
Just
it?
so you know, it's got to be this
You
one.
don't know it?
No, not the bottom. What's the first part? Oh.
So is this
All
not
right,
it? Is
so
this
she
not it?
says, yeah, the cartels in Mexico are your special.
Well, they're talking about. Hold on, can we set it up. You got to set it up.
Yeah,
right?
you just said that. They're on a plane.
They're on a plane and she's asking about where they're going, and it's right after he wakes up from the dream, right? And she's just trying to get answers.
Yeah, she wants
and
to
they're
understand
talking
the cartel.
about the cartels and what's going on.
She wants to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so she
Right.
says, how do the cartels in Mexico operate?
Yeah.
And he just looks at her with a straight face and says, you're asking how a clock works.
Watch.
Right.
Just read the time.
You're asking how a watch works. For now, just keep an eye on the time.
Yes, that's it.
Which,
Which,
it's the same.
the first time I watched this movie, I didn't pay that as much mind as I did on this last one. I was like, holy hell.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Because he's so mysterious, right? He's not
You're
giving her
still-
anything.
You're still not sure. The man just woke up from a shaky dream.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Shit.
Scared the hell out of her.
Yeah.
The other dude dead asleep on a plane, completely
Yeah.
monotone, don't mind it,
It's
don't
just
care about
like this.
nothing. She has no idea where she's going. Like the whole the construct of that scene is great because everybody's sleeping. She's wide awake, bug-eyed, still going. I thought I was going to somewhere, and now El Paso. Now we're going to Juarez. Have no idea what the hell is going on.
Because he gives her nothing.
You're right, and he's still giving her nothing.
Yeah, she goes. So the cartels in Mexico are your specialty, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, is there anything I should know? And that's what he says. And it's like, all right.
He still gives her nothing.
That's a great line.
Basically, what he says is, mind your business and do your job.
I could use that line a lot.
So what's yours? What was the other one?
Mine is a little bit later on when they're in the meeting.
Okay.
And she's talking to him about exactly what she doesn't know who everybody is. She's trying to figure it all out. Benicio del Toro is just sitting there completely calm, cool, and collected.
Yep.
And she's asking him about where they are and where they're going and what's going on. He said, you should move to a small town where the rule of law still exists. You will not survive here. You're not a wolf, and this is a land of wolves now.
That's the end.
No, that's early.
That's what he says to her at the end.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah, that's what he says to her at the end of the movie. That's like the last line of the movie.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's right when he's trying to get her to
sign that paper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get off that.
But either way,
My other line is the one from one of there.
Either way, great line. The other one I wrote down is something that Matt Graver says to her, Josh Brolin's character, and they're talking about the war on drugs and whatever. And he says, is this whole lead-in, but he says, and until somebody finds a way to convince 20% of the population to stop snorting and smoking that shit, order's the best we can hope for. And I mean, that's what because they're talking about they're just maintaining order. And it's like, I was like, yeah, I mean, what else can you do? Like, the war on drugs kind of is hopeless, right? I mean, it's like, what do you...
It's unwinnable.
Yeah.
It's
so
unwinnable.
I just thought that was a great line.
We can't legally go down there and do anything.
Yeah.
This is why we have, contractors that, I mean, that's what these are. These guys are contractors.
You gotta hire contractors to do it.
They can't do anything legal.
Yep.
Ish.
Did you have a favorite scene? I had so many. It was hard to pick. I have a million written down. I mean, like the opening sequence when they raid the house, I mean, is incredible. But I think that first border crossing scene. They go into Mexico. They get this guy's brother, and they have this convoy coming back.
That build up of that scene is really
dude,
cool.
I mean, like
when they're like, oh yeah, go around. All y'all stay in this lane because
it reminded me of 13 Hours.
They kind of set it up.
And the kingdom.
They kind of set it up. Like they're going to get attacked, and then they backtrack a little bit because you see that cop car and that motorcycle, and you're like, oh shit, it's about to go down, and then they're gone.
You know it's coming.
Then they get through the border, and they're like,
boom,
this is a major fuck up. There's an accident up ahead. It's going to be a while, and the helicopter disappears. That's in my mind. Where'd that helicopter go? Why? Why'd that go anywhere? Why didn't it just?
Because everybody's corrupt. I mean,
why didn't the chopper stay? I don't understand that part. They already know it's 4 black SUVs in a row.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is for choppers to go from one country to another area?
Yeah.
But they were already in their own country. It was really that scene is probably my favorite. It's really cool. Again, just how lax all of them are. Benicio del Toro, that cat that Byrne noticed that was in the front seat.
Yeah.
The conversations that Benicio del Toro just leans back. He said, what was it?
Red Impala on the left.
Red Impala on the left. My 10 o'clock, and then he phones it in, and he's like, grab your service weapon.
And they're all sitting,
and they don't even start playing music yet. You're just like, it is about to go down.
And then when they get out of the car, and he's like, everybody out. And they get out, and they pull up to this. They warn.
There's like 20. There's 20 of them, and there's 4 of them.
4 guys in this car, and then the other ones go to the other car. So they're like, hey man, don't do this.
This is not your day.
Right, and they're sitting there, and there's just like super intense moment, and they're just waiting, and it's just like one of them makes a move like he's about to.
You know which one was going to do it.
Yeah, and bah, 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 bah. I mean, and that's when Emily Blunt's character's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh shit, I was supposed to get out of the car.
But I mean, and then the other car, dude, that scene, and then they just leave the bodies. They get in the cars and roll, and it's just like, well.
And again,
that's
Brolin's character, he's just sitting in the car like.
He never got out. He never
you don't even look over his shoulder.
Yeah.
They pan back to him and just looking forward like.
Yeah.
Chewing his gum or whatever he's doing, like that's what I'm saying. Like the monotone mannerisms from all of them, it seems so real to me. Like because those being contractors and doing what they do that all the time. The only time it's crazy for them is like Benicio del Toro's dream, like when you really remember the things that you've done. But like when you're in the moment, all those guys that are like that's what I can appreciate. Like
it's
those you know, service members, special forces, recon, SEAL teams, you know, across the world. They are trained not to panic. You know what I mean? They're calm. You need to have your heart rate below a certain level because they just know exactly what they're going to do. I mean, any of us, full panic mode. They are so calm. They know exactly what to do, and it's apparent in every one of those scenes, in every real fight scene. They all look like they know exactly what they're going to do. They're completely cool. They know how they're going to transition, where they're going to go. Nobody panics except for Emily Blunt.
Even to the point where the helicopter said, they radioed like, all right, so should we get out? What do we do? They're like, just sit tight. You copy them. If they get out, you get out. And they're just sitting in the car. Like, all right, they got out. Move.
I mean, the dude only cracks the door. He's like, get out.
All right, get out. And everyone's like, all right,
and that's
let's
when
go
Benicio del Toro looks at her and says, get out of the car.
I think that just goes back to her, like, she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Like, her life and her operations are all planned to the T.
She's 3 years out of school.
Well, but like, when she goes on an operation, they have the plan. They know what they're doing. She has no idea what's going on. I remember being on the edge of my seat. The first time I saw this movie, every scene was like, what's going to happen next? Like, you never know. They just set the tone early, and you're like, whoa, but the other one, man, one of the final scenes, when Benicio gets to the cartel leader's house.
That was mine.
Go.
No, do it.
No.
I just love that scene. You can talk about it, please. I just absolutely love that. They're all great. I mean, I have like 5 down right here.
What I really like about that scene is that he's sitting there. He meets up with the cartel leader. The cartel's sitting there eating with his family, his wife, 2 young children, and he's sitting there
at the head of the table.
And the guys still being, the cartel leader, like. It wasn't personal, what would they think of you, whatever. But what I really appreciated about the entire situation, and not that I appreciated it, but I like that the writer left it in there to show you that, yes, this guy at the end of the day had a goal, but this is also a monster. Just killed the wife, killed both the 2 kids, and then looked him right in his eyes. And I was like, I'm so glad it wasn't a thing where they said, all right, kids, go inside.
Nope.
Because I'm going to kill daddy. It was like, fuck you.
That brought me back into the
your
movie.
Whole family.
Well, and I don't think.
I was like, wow, good for the director.
So good that he made him sit at the table and
Can you just imagine right in his eyes after he killed both of them?
Sitting there, looking across the table at the guy whose wife you hit her head off. And he's sitting there with your wife and children, and he has to know that that's about to happen. Well, something similar is going to happen.
I think he was so, I wouldn't want to say calm, but he was like collected. Because I don't think he expected it to go how it went. I think he expected to die. He knew he was going to die when he showed up. I don't think he expected.
Yeah, he kept telling his kids to eat. Everything's fine, just eat.
When he's like, don't do it in front of me, he never expected for him to do what he did. And you find, but you get it. Like, as a father, you understand, right? Like, me personally.
I feel bad at all.
As a husband, you have to understand, right?
You feel bad at all?
So I felt bad because they're kids, right? They're kids, but like.
Not feel bad.
Well, the kids didn't deserve it.
No, they didn't deserve it at all. But like,
his wife.
Nobody deserves it, and that's the tragedy of this. Is that it's just a vicious circle,
again,
right?
He's so composed and monotone and relaxed about all of it.
So
he knew what he was going to do the entire time.
It was important to the movie that he did it.
Yeah. But you find out too, like you get bits and pieces of his character and backstory, like throughout the movie. You find out
that is good construct.
That he was a prosecutor. Like he wasn't this guy. He was a lawyer.
He didn't even want to be that guy.
No, trying to do the right thing, trying to put these guys in jail the right way, and they made him.
It's funny because they kind of show that character in the one cop at the beginning of the movie with the daughter, or the son that wants to play soccer with him. They're relative in who he used to be versus who he is now.
Yep, and it's crazy. So to reference something we talked about earlier, where he says, "You remind me of someone," right? I found out through watching that he wasn't talking about his wife and he wasn't talking about his daughter. He's talking about himself. He's like, he was that young, ambitious,
clean cut,
do it by the book guy.
Bang himself? That's some Loki shit.
What?
Wow. I get it. We're there. It's okay. They'll get it.
Okay.
Carry on.
My
wayward son.
So he was that guy. Like he was the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Gun-ho, by the book,
Yeah,
had the world figured
and
out.
So
knew
that's
he could clean the street up by being a good person.
When he said that, he wasn't talking about his wife.
Okay,
he was
I
talking
like
about
That's pretty
himself.
deep too. I like that.
Well, I didn't catch it either. Like that to me in the movie when I'm watching it, I'm thinking he's talking about.
I thought it was his wife,
that was
that was going to be a romantic link.
I was certain that those two were going to make out. Or
it-
she was going to try to, and he was going to.
It was either something that Benicio said in an interview or the writer said that was what that was.
Very creative.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it just totally
I like
makes
that.
It
sense.
might have been better if they
I might go ahead and
put that
change
in
my
the-
rating now.
If they put that in the movie.
It's not going to
Like
be
if
four.
later he said, "Do I remind you of your," like toward the end, or when she was there, like, "Do I remind you of your daughter?"
Yeah.
He said, "No, you remind me of who I used to be."
It would have been.
And
if
then
he was like,
boom, like that's a hitter, really. To end the
if he was
movie.
like, you remind me of a girl that I
Yeah.
once knew.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I just
Whenever I
What-
look at
Hey,
you.
you.
when he said it whenever they said it in the interview, I was like, man, that's deep.
I do wish they would have included that though. Honestly, I think that would have been a great, like when he forces her to sign the papers at the end. If she goes,
Is it a bad name?
just asking,
No, he
is
didn't
it my
say
wife
I
or
just
your?
said send it.
Is it my wife or your daughter you remind me of? And he said neither.
Yeah.
You remind me
That
of who I
seems
used to
so
be. That would have been so
intense.
baller.
That scene was so intense, man. The movie ends.
Director's cat. That's what I would have done differently.
She finds out like what's really going on, and she's like, "Man, I'm telling everybody what you guys did." And then he shows up at her house, and that scene was intense. I wasn't entirely sure she was gonna make it. I thought, like,
Also, would have
I thought it was
enjoyed her
Pretty
killing-
much
him
almost
killing
does.
her.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna end kind of similarly to. Have you guys seen spoiler? No Country for Old Men. Have you guys seen that? You seen that?
I have.
Shawshank.
Anton Chigurh, right?
That's
But
Shawshank
just
Redemption
like
too, right?
he's also in
And
that.
Tommy
But
Lee
I just
Jones.
mean the
like
very
this
last scene when he walks out of the house and he checks his boot and you're like, oh no. I thought it was going to be a similar ending, but it wasn't. But anyway,
I would have been just
Great, just biatch.
real quick, would you have changed anything? I mean, you talked about characters and blah
I
blah
think I
blah.
went over it.
I would have did the reveal better. I
Okay.
think who
Alright.
the whatever,
What the
Del
plan
Toro,
was? Oh, what
his
he was?
character,
Okay.
I would have emphasized who he was a little more toward the end.
Okay.
Like shown the savagery.
Okay.
But yeah,
I got you.
it did drag a bit for me.
Okay, I got
And
you.
the girl would've been
I'm
more-
not- listen, I'm not mad at you guys. I can see what you're saying, but me personally, I just love it.
What
man.
kept me engaged?
love
I
it,
think the movie
and,
overall was great.
I am going to watch the second one again because I remember not what I would have changed is differences. Like I would have changed things about the second one. I probably would have tried to bring her back.
Benicio's a bad.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the second one again. And I'll just bring.
That's
it
where
up.
he must have remembered some of his moral ground in the second
Yeah.
one because that's kind of what it's about. But
No, that's good.
let's go ahead and rate it.
I didn't have anything to change about this movie.
Right.
So anyway, scores. I'm going to go first with a 9.1. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
If I had cable and this was on, I'd watch it.
I'll be honest. I think I enjoyed.
did you say 9.1?
9.1.
I enjoyed
It's my kind of movie.
Savages more than this movie.
Oh my
I
God,
did
Chris!
also.
Come
Yeah.
on, you guys!
So I'm gonna go 7-3.
Oh, what did you give Savages?
I
Oh, but you love Savages, though.
I do love Savages.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
7-1.
All right, this is one of the biggest gaps we've had in a while.
Well, me and John are on the same level.
That's a genius.
Well, you're also drinking Miller Lite out of a fucking chalice.
Ah,
You
shit,
can
shit,
go ahead
shit.
and drink now too. So,
All right, well, there's the scores. I mean, this is my kind of movie.
You like this better than
obviously.
Shawshank, so.
You can't compare them, man. Like, you can't compare to movies. Like, I recognize
I
what
can because of the numbers.
So how do you
There
score?
happens to be a rating scale.
Correct, but you. So
That's how we compare them.
no, they're not. They're different kinds of movies. They're different kinds of movies. Same way you can't take. I can say Superbad is a fucking 9.5.
It should be.
Right, exactly. But to say in that realm, yes. But like, compare it to. You can't compare Superbad.
It's all cheese pizza.
To yeah,
Well, kind of. I think I would watch Superbad over Shawshank.
yeah, I 100%
I
would.
wouldn't.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
All right, come on.
All right, well that's it, guys. That's the scores. Scores are locked in. We got one last thing to do, and that's name some movies.
Sucks because I had a piece of it.
Oh man, well I can cut if you want.
No, we're gonna
okay.
go. I'm a champion.
He's got like one name in him anyway.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin is the name.
Oh, maybe no names. Sugar. I don't even know which Baldwin that is.
You do.
He was in that TV series.
30 Rock.
Mm.
And I'll say that.
He did movies.
Oh, so many movies. I mean, he's been in so many movies, and I'm gonna get maybe a couple.
I was gonna say Ben sounds like he's already gonna win.
No,
Who
no,
won
no.
last time? Was it you or me?
Who did we do last time?
Same one.
I did. Okay. Oh, so I go first.
I think I won.
No, you did.
Hold on. I'll tell you who it was. It was
think I
John
did.
Travolta. I did win.
I don't know.
I Get Shorty. Get Shorty was my
Baldwin.
Along Came Polly.
Okay, who's next?
Well, I mean, it'll go.
I guess me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
Wait.
I seriously don't know
Damn!
a single movie he's been in. Alec Baldwin.
Pearl Harbor.
Is he in there?
Yeah, he is.
Goddamn right he is.
He is. Okay. You have to know one. If you knew that, like if you got, can you see his face?
Mhm.
Okay.
Very round.
Been there.
Damn, he has so many movies. That's the craziest thing.
He sucks. Snapper. He's funny in commercials though.
I think he's hilarious. He's so funny,
Oh,
and he's pretty
God
good seriously
damn
too.
it.
You know it?
No, the name I have, I don't know. I can't say it right. And people are gonna chastise me.
Wait. Hold on.
You
Okay.
got this.
Is he in Boss Baby?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a name. He's a voice.
Yeah,
He's
Okay.
the
He's the
boss.
voice in Boss Baby.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking of his voice. I couldn't remember what cartoon it was though.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a movie called Malice. It's him and Nicole Kidman.
With the C?
Malice. Yeah.
Glenn Ross.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I was gonna.
That's
mess that
actually
name
supposed to be
up.
a great movie, and I've never seen it.
Coffee's for closers.
Is it?
It is.
Okay. I don't drink coffee.
He's the
so-
sales rep, and he's talking to people selling. And one dude stands up to go grab coffee. He's like, "You sit down. Coffee is for closers."
Okay.
Fire. It was a great movie.
Excuse me.
He's in another military movie.
I feel like he is too.
I have
Uh-huh.
no idea.
Don't us. Which one is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Darn it.
This is gonna be embarrassing. Actually, we're not gonna have many.
No.
Is it A Few Good Men?
I don't think so.
Is that John Travolta?
Also, no.
No. That's your boy, Tommy Lee Jones. Right?
A Few Good Men?
No. No, that's the other movie.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, Tom Cruise.
All right, give me the 40-second countdown.
40.
Give me like a 6-minute countdown.
Man, this sucks.
Boss Baby 2.
It's called.
It
something.
is out.
Yeah.
Is it? But it's called something else, right?
No, it's called Boss Baby 2.
That's it. Boss Baby 2. Not. There's no extra words.
Look it up.
All right. We will at the end.
That's a good call. That came out last week.
Did it really?
It-
Was
no,
it last
no,
It
week?
did come out last week.
You're
is
lying.
out.
I swear to God,
It
yeah.
is out. Yeah. Legit.
It is.
I
I
also
gotta
remember-
keep looking at you because every
I also
time I look
remember
down,
him-
you're like.
I mean, I have no more. So
I don't know
I can look
if
this up.
Boss Baby 2 is the actual name, but
Yeah.
I know it's out.
The Bossiest Baby.
The Thin Red Line.
That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah, it just hit me.
Is there a
It literally
sequel?
just hit me.
The
No.
Thick Red Line?
The Thick Red Line. No.
Thanks.
That the Thin Red Line literally has everyone in
There's
it.
a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean everyone. I actually don't like that movie. It's really fucking boring.
You said a ton of movies. I feel like that's made up. A ton
Now,
is
well, I mean, we're definitely
a
gonna go
ton is
over it at the end
2000.
here.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's do. I'm assuming it's not the Biodome one. That's a different Baldwin, probably.
There are a bunch of them too. Bunch of Baldwins.
Yeah.
Oops. Heat.
I don't think he's in that.
It's not your turn.
Oh,
It's Chris. Turner.
I thought you forfeited already.
What?
Nope.
All right, 10 seconds.
Whoa!
Count yourself down. Neither one of
Please.
us know. Just let Ben win.
All right, and then here we go. Ready? He is in Valentine's Day.
That can't be right.
Yes. Google it.
No, he's not. I've
Yes,
never even
he
seen that
is.
movie. He's not in that.
That's every actor in the world's in that
Except
movie.
him.
Oh, he's in there. Check it out. Google it.
I'm gonna write it, but you're wrong. Okay?
I think I've ever been more sure about anything in my life.
Chris, you're so full of shit, man.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Nope, he's definitely not that.
He is in the sequel, though. We'll get him.
Okay. Valentine's Day is not right.
That's right.
Um,
Not right.
Did you already win?
No.
I did.
Valentine's Day's right.
It's not right.
He's in
But
it.
for the sake of the game, because I don't know if I have any more, and I'm not going to drag this out any longer.
Don't do it.
I know I have more, but like I don't know them.
I got
and
another
you're
one.
wrong.
I got another one.
What is it?
Look who's talking now. The second one.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Then why
And
didn't
I
you
got
say
another
that?
one.
Because
I know he's in Valentine's Day.
Oh my God, The fucking Departed.
It's my turn. There's a party.
You already lost.
I won.
You literally already lost.
I have no idea how we decided who just.
That's not a real movie
Yes, it is.
that he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably is.
Yeah, we did lose.
What if he is? Then do I win?
If
Are
he's
you
in it,
guys
then you
still
win.
watching this?
That
This has
maybe.
gotten out of order.
Yeah, it's way out of order. Let's get these shots poured up, okay?
You know what movie we're doing next week? We're gonna talk about it, or we already did?
We're gonna do next week.
You guys gotta pour your own shots.
We're gonna do Jungle Cruise next week. It comes out tomorrow, the
John's
30th.
man crush is on that movie.
Man Crush every day. The
Yep.
Rock.
The Jungle Cruise, and we're gonna draft a new. Ultimate Blockbuster Night, so that'll be fun as well.
Should've started
Here we
this.
go. We're gonna recap. So it's called.
You gotta go.
So Boss Baby 2 is not right. It's called The Boss Baby Family Business.
That's what
Okay.
I said.
He's in A Star Is Born. He plays himself, I guess. Oh, Mission Impossible. I forgot he was in those. Black Klansman. Forgot he was in that. Jesus Christ. Man. Concussion. Another Mission Impossible. Blue Jasmine. Rise of the Guardians. Madagascar. He's in those. The Good Shepherd. So, I mean, he got... But there's Along Came Polly. He's not in Valentine's
You guys
Day.
didn't even try to shake this.
He's
one.
literally not in Valentine's Day.
I'm doing it right now.
Please, but he's not in it. The Cooler. Oh, he's in Friends. Pearl Harbor.
We said that.
No, did we? You did. The second movie. Shit.
First one.
Yep.
All right, just take these shots. Come on.
The Edge. Man, Malice. Oh, The Hunt for Red October.
That's what I said earlier.
Oh, he's. You know what? Did I? Okay, so he's also not in the Thin Red Line. So
You did it! I
so
won!
to
I
know-
won!
No.
I won.
I got the last one.
Look who's talking now.
No, I
he
got the last one.
He got the last right one, which was Glengarry Glen Ross.
Ooh, that's the second one.
That's like, yeah, that was a very.
I said Hunt for Red October.
No, you didn't.
Check
It's
the
not.
tape.
It's not on the list.
Tell me I
You
didn't
gotta
just
say
say it.
that. So Chris went. God damn it!
I'm the
that's
best.
I'm cutting this whole game out.
The Rain energy drink has got to.
It's gone. Well, it's gone.
Thanks for listening.
Cheers. Ooh.
About time they brought me.
Real talk for real movies, yeah, we'll listen. Real life for real hype, you feel different. Underrated, appreciated, or barely made it. You let us know at Long Bay, yeah, you really hate it. And Christmas like in the past, he thought it going better. And like Jess, it didn't show up, and we don't let up. It's real talk, no theoretical, though it ain't invisible, man. It's so dependable, damn. You can't see him if it's dark or bright. Ask Chris with his Miller Lite. Or Blockbuster, it's so good, right? Candyman or Tony Dodd or Holy God. I mean the devil all the time, or release alive. Apocalypto, go against the grain like your boy Adam, who drink Jack like Jungle Ann and Nick Mullins. Educators tell us what you know about him. Is it bad or good like Peanut Butter Falcon? Special guests like Danny D and Dave Arnold. Let us look to the future event horizon. In real life, the movie will never stop. Till it does, we drop and there's no getting up. Until then, subscribe and they let you know the tops. Only way to know for sure is to watch. So shut up and drink your pops, your soda and corn pops. And listen to the real life movie talk. Movie talk. I'm isolated like the lady in black. And I seek revenge for these movies that whack.